Hi guys, it's me Aka, and I want to talk about neutrality. And the reason I want to talk about neutrality, I really want to talk about surrender, but I feel that that word is being misused and misunderstood, and a lot of people are saying I surrender, and they're not actually practicing surrender. So, the word neutrality is far more definitive because it's really about being in a neutral space. So, let's look at the law of attraction, first of all, because we all want to, the law of attraction is huge. We are creating our reality. Quantum physics tells us that, and the law of attraction tells us how it works. Um, Whatever we vibrate to is what we attract, and it's the feeling that we are attracting, right? So we have this desire for union, and we throw it out into the universe. I want union, but in this dualistic world, the desire for union comes with the fear of not having union, and that fear creates a wobble in your vibration, right? And a resistance to union. And so a lot of people will cling to the idea of union, cling to the idea of union being the highest possible outcome, and cling to, this is the only outcome for me. And that clinging is based on attachment and it's based on fear. And it is actually creating resistance to bringing union in. All right. So neutrality is clearing that resistance and opening the space to a point where you no longer fear. When that fear is gone, when the fear of not being in union with your twin flame is gone, when you stop holding on to it, if you can stop holding on to that fear, if you can release attachment to union, then that's evidence that your fear is being released. And in that space of non attachment, that space of neutrality, the resistance to union falls away. All right. And this is what I'm learning. I'm just now opening up to neutrality. And every time I go through this cycle, I release a little bit more attachment, I release a little bit more fear, and I come into a bigger and bigger space of neutrality or surrender. So, um, your twin flame has free will to a point, right? Because if we're in a state of quantum entanglement, then this person's decisions affects my reality and my decisions affects this person's reality, right? That's quantum physics. Now, if I am holding on to union and I'm holding on for dear life to union is the only possible outcome. Union is the highest possible outcome. And I am closed off to this soul connection and this soul connection and this soul connection. And I'm closed. There's no options except my twin flame. It's only my twin flame and it's only union, and that is the only outcome I'm willing to observe, and I'm super attached to it, and I might even build belief systems around it to justify holding on and not being open. But what I'm doing is creating resistance to the very thing that I want, which is union. The way that works is that if I'm clinging to union so hard, guess what my twin flame where my twin flame is. All right, we're looking back at quantum entanglement. If one person is this extreme, where's this person? In the other. I don't fucking want this shit. Don't need it. Why do I need union? You're clinging so hard. You do all the clinging for the both of us. You do it. I'm over here. I'm good. That's basically what it looks like. So we sometimes you have to step back so the other person can step forward. But when we step back, we don't step back with the intention of forcing that person to step forward, because that's just chasing energy, in a manipulative dance, like, okay, playing psychological games. I'm going to wait 3 hours to text my twin black. Oh my god. I'm going to wait 3 hours to text my twin back, because I want her to chase me. That's not working. All you're doing is flipping the polarities. Um, the space, you have to truly be in a space of neutrality for this to work. And the way we do that is to truly let go. Like I talk about letting go when we talk about non-attachment, and it's not easy. I I think it's been 2 years since I put out that video on the paradox of non-attachment. If you haven't watched it, please do. Um, and I'm still working on non-attachment because it's attachment is so human. It's so natural for us to want to be in union with our twin flame and want it so bad that there's nothing else we want to look at. That's human. That's normal. That's natural. I'm not. You cannot heal attachment by punishing yourself for being attached. The only way, or not the only way, but the way that we heal attachment is by loving that part of ourselves that need to attach to this belief system that union is the highest possible outcome, or the union is the only outcome. It makes sense that union would be the highest possible outcome because this world needs twin flame union. This world needs twin flame energy so bad. And so it would make sense. But remember that our soul evolution trumps what the world needs, what we need. We come in for our souls to evolve first and foremost. And so, you know, we don't really know what our true self. I mean, we know, but we got to be humble enough to open this space and trust and have a beginner's mind and allow spirit to show us where this connection is supposed to go, what this connection is supposed to be. And a lot of times union is on the other side of you letting go of union. And that's with everything in life. I think, who was it that said, I think it was Gandhi that said, what you want comes the moment you stop wanting it, or something like that. Because that desire, again, desire and the fear is coupled. So, I feel like I'm going off track. Let's go back to the free will thing. If I have chosen free will for my twin flame and I, what this feels like for the other person is pressure, it's obligation, it's duty. Yuck. It's not true love. That's not what that person's feeling. If you've chosen for them, you're forcing dark magic. You may as well do a love spell on your twin flame if you have chosen union for them. What I do, and I do this because I love my twin flame, not because I want union, but I do want union. I want union with my twin flame when she's ready. And that means that I want her to have the space to make her own choices, to choose to settle down with a karmic soulmate, to choose to marry someone else, and to choose to never speak to me again. I want my twin flame to have that freedom because I love her. And I don't want to do a magic spell. You know, like what is it? The dark spell? The Imperious Curse. When you choose union for your twin flame, I choose union for us, but your twin flame's not choosing it, so you're forcing that energy on them. That's not love. That's fear. And so, my truth is not physical sacred union. My truth is internal union. My truth is 5D union. That's what I stream. That's when I connect to, when I open my heart and I find unconditional love for my twin flame, and I connect to my true self, which is one with my twin flame at all times. This energy just flows, and I wish her well, and I want her to be happy. And in this space, my heart expansion grows, my vibration rises, the fear of being with her kind of dissipates because the love trumps it. I feel love for my twin flame rather than fear of not being with them. I choose the union of the love, the energetic union of love, rather than focus on absence, physical absence, or physical separation. So again, going back to the law of attraction, it's what we choose to focus on. When we observe physical separation, when we observe egoic, like egoic fears, all fears are egoic. No, not I take that back. Not all fears are egoic. Some fear is wisdom and survival. especially in this world. However, I'm going off track again. I keep saying that. I'm getting back on track. I'm focusing. Our words are so powerful, isn't it? We are creating our words as we speak. Abracadabra. Abracadabra, yo! What movie was that? Alright, anyways. When I release the need to be with my twin flame, when I focus on my heart and love rather than physical separation, when I focus on wanting my twin flame to be happy, even if it's with a karmic soulmate, looking at my twin flame and not judging where she is or where she's going or any kind of mistakes my ego might think she's making, because I may make that mistake. Like I notice this happens a lot where we see our friends going through something or our twin flame, and because we've already learned that lesson, we want to stop them from making that mistake. But it's not a mistake; they're learning. Would you tell would you tell your high school kid, "Oh, you don't have to take fucking you don't have to go through high school because I did it. I'm letting you know. I already learned this lesson. Learn from me." No, you wouldn't do that. You would let your kid go through high school and learn for themselves, and that's kind of the attitude we want to bring to our twin flame. We want to let them learn their own lessons in their own time, and choose for themselves and hold space as they do that, even if it looks like they're hurting themselves or they're hurting you, you know? And it's not easy when we're in it. So, processing your emotions, clearing your triggers and loving, 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 and then zooming out and seeing the big picture. That is really what helps me stay aligned. And my guides show me, oh, this is what's happening. And this is perfect. And this is all happening in divine time according to divine plan. So you can chill the fuck back, love your twin flame. Everything is all good. Let go of union. Let go of unions happening this lifetime. I know it. You don't need to know that. That's a block. And it's creating blocks in your vibration to union. So, and be open. Oh God, be open. Be fucking open to other soul connections, because I feel that when I waited for my twin for almost 4 years, and during that time, I was giving and giving and giving and giving, not receiving anything. See the imbalance here? And I thought that I was helping my twin flame by waiting and by giving. And what I was actually doing was enabling her karmic cycle. She didn't have to learn her lesson. She could just keep going around and around in circles, because I was always there to save her from her work, to do her homework for her. I wasn't being a good parent, or parent. I say the word parent. Well, we're not actually parenting our twin flame, but I use the word parent because it's an easy way to look at unconditional love, as a parent would unconditionally love their child. And for the spiritual twin, or the one of us that is more awakened, we are actually vibrating at a higher octave, and so it's easy to look at your twin flame as a child, but we're not treating them like children. We are treating them as adults, and with the full knowledge that they are fully capable of doing anything you can, and growing and breaking through any kind of blockages and clearing their karma. I completely believe in my twin flame, and that's why I stopped saving her. That's why I can give her the space to do whatever she wants to do, and then come over here and start exploring my world, and taking care of myself. And I feel like I was supposed to go back to something. I didn't write it down. Okay, so when I surrender to the highest good, that's what my choice is. Instead of choosing union, I choose the highest possible outcome, and I choose the highest good. Okay, so I recently decided to get pregnant and start taking testosterone after I give birth. And the plan was to do this with my twin flame. But my twin flame is not on board. I don't know if she'll ever be on board, and I'm not waiting. See, if I was waiting for her, then that would be pressure and obligation and duty and all that. Yeah, you don't want your twin flame to come to you in that. You want them to come to you in true love, right? And like, oh my God, I want you. And so, and, and so, um, choosing the highest possible outcome for my life is knowing that if my twin flame does not step up and be co-parent with me and be the mother of my children, then the universe is going to send me someone else, and I'm okay with that. One, because I trust the universe. Two, I surrender union. Three, I know that everything is perfect. Four, I claim the highest possible outcome for my life at all times, and I don't know what that is. And in this space of neutrality, it doesn't matter if my twin flame texts me back. Doesn't matter if my twin flame calls me. Doesn't matter if my twin flame even lets me know, what's going on. It doesn't matter. The space of neutrality where it doesn't matter, that is the space that will allow all of this growth to take place. And it is far more likely that union is going to happen in this space. It is far more likely because you have let go of the blockages and you've let go of the resistance. You have let go of the fear. How to get to this space? Self-love. It's been the path of self-love for me. It's been knowing that I deserve to be happy now, and that's what made me to stop waiting for my twin flame. I want love right now, and putting love off in the future. If you're putting love off in the future, guess who's putting love off in the future or in the past? Okay, so here's another thing. I want to talk about temperance. That's what I was supposed to talk about. Temperance. Where did my pen go? I don't know. Doesn't matter. When one twin is in this extreme, the other twin is in this extreme. Doesn't even have to be extreme. This could be the extreme. Here's the balance. This could be extreme, and then we move a little bit closer, right? But it actually looks like this swirling motion where we're moving closer and closer and closer to union. So we could start off here, and then we just keep swirling closer and closer and closer, right? So if one twin is over here in the past, you hurt me, I can't get over it, you hurt me, I can't forgive you, you hurt me, I can't let go, and the other twin's over here. But the future is bright, but the future is brilliant, but the future. If one twin is in the past, the other twin is in the future, where do they meet? In the present, right? And that's where temperance comes in. So temperance, let's look at. I'm going to look for the temperance card. I should have did this earlier, but I'm going to talk while I'm doing this. So another example could be one twin is heavily in the masculine and the other twin is heavily in the feminine. And where one twin, the masculine twin, is like, no, blockage, boundaries, no. And the other twin is just like, but love, blah, 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 blah. And it's completely imbalanced, right? There's no meeting there. There's no temperance. And then another one is one twin is in the matrix. And they're all 3D and can't see anything spiritual and is looking at your twin flame belief system and saying, you're crazy. And the other twin is like so spiritual that they can't fucking pay their bills, or can't fucking go to work, or can't even have a regular 3D conversation with someone else because their mind is so filled with aliens and Palladians and fucking, I don't know, Merkabas and astrology. Like, there's no balance there. And so we meet our twins in the middle. When I stop thinking about the future and planning for the future, okay, because my Mercury is in Capricorn, my South Node is in Capricorn, it's natural. I look at the future and I'm planning ahead. When I stop doing that and I am present, that gives my twin flame the freedom to also meet me in the presence. When I come down from the fifth dimension and I start working on my mission and building a business and doing all those 3D things, that gives your matrix twin or my matrix twin the freedom to look inside and explore, her internal self, and explore spirituality. So this is what the Temperance card looks like in the Hermetic deck. I'm learning Hermetics, which is like all the old, it combines astrology with the Hebrew stuff. Hebrew stuff. I'm still learning. Archangels and it's the old school esoteric stuff. I'm still learning. So, in the other deck, in the Great Whiter deck, there's an angel, and the angel has 1 foot on land and 1 foot in the water. Okay, so that's the land is matrix, masculine, and the water is spirit, feminine. Okay, so walking in both worlds. That's what you know. That's the goal. And then she's pouring water from one cup to the other, but the cup goes up and down, right? And in this one, the angel is actually pouring into a bigger cup. See, one is electricity and the other is water. So this is Scorpio, and that looks like Capricorn. Am I right? And you see that the symbol, that the Star of David, that's a symbol of balance. The triangle pointing upward is the masculine, and the triangle pointing downward is the feminine. So this is really about balance. And what I've learned about temperance, okay, I was diagnosed with bipolar disorder, so balance and temperance is something I've been learning all my life. And when we're in one extreme, we can wait for our twin flame to reflect imbalance and everything to blow up again, or we can set our intention to be conscious of our imbalances. And whenever I find myself in the future, okay, whoa. Presence, let me smell a flower. Let me just meditate for 20 minutes because I was so much in the future. And then feel grateful for everything that I have at present, including my twin flame and where we are right now. And if it's that I'm focused so much on spiritual stuff, I'll take my shoes off and walk in the park and get grounded, do some business stuff, work your mission. Don't just conceptualize it. Actually doing it is what balances the 5D 3D. And also remember that that anchoring ourselves in the 3D is what allows these high vibration energies to actually come onto the planet, right? Because we are anchoring it in by being grounded, by being here. I've talked about so much. Temperance is what allows us to be in a neutral space, right? When we come into balance, when we find, okay, I'm over here, that means my twin is over here, I'm going to consciously, deliberately balance this out by adding a little bit of this and a little bit of that. And it's a balancing act, guys. It really is. And we can't do this without spiritual discipline. So that means doing whatever you're doing. If it's meditation, if it's yoga, if it's, I don't know, whatever it is, your spiritual practice. And another thing, one last thing I want to say. Okay, I'm on 5 minutes. Holy shit. Let me just wrap up because I've talked about a lot. All right, so surrender is essentially being in a neutral space. And being in a neutral space means dissolving those blocks, the blocks to union, the blocks to anything you want, okay? Neutrality is the key to getting anything you want, to dissolving the resistance in your vibration to the things you want. And being neutral means It doesn't matter if I get this. It doesn't matter if I ever come into union with my twin flame. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if my twin flame texts me back. Oh God. It doesn't matter if it doesn't matter, because I surrender to the highest good. I trust that this too is perfect. I'm on the path to the highest possible outcome. Those are mantras that I say every fucking day, like 1,000,000 times a day. This too is perfect. And you want to introduce those affirmations, especially when you're meditating. It's one thing to say it in our head, but if we're not meditating, then we are intellectually, we have the information, and we become separate from what's actually happening. So we could say in our head, oh, I'm neutral, but if we haven't introduced it into our vibration through meditation, what happens is we actually start repressing our emotional truth and creating shadow, and we're actually creating more separation within, and that creates more separation, guess where else? Yeah, in your connection. So I have started again to meditate every day, at least 20 minutes a day, and toward the end of your meditation, I would introduce these affirmations or mantras, and that is, I surrender to the highest good. I trust that this too is perfect. What was I saying? Fuck. Rewind it. I don't know. I have to go. I love you guys. Shit. Practice temperance. Set your intention to be aware of any imbalances and practice temperance. Bringing in opposite energies and balancing it. This is alchemy, guys. If I'm feeling too up in the 5D, I bring my energy down, do some 3D stuff. If I'm too much in the future, I come back to the present. If I'm too much in the past, I come into the present. If I'm super feminine, I'm giving way too much, I take a step back. Whoa, I need to receive. If I'm, the masculine gives, the feminine receives, and you guys can argue about that because there's an argument there, but it really doesn't matter. It's masculine and feminine is just another word for light and dark. It's just another word for positive and negative. It's just opposing polarities of the same energy, right? Duality. And I'm going in circles now. Neutrality. Come into that space where you know that everything is perfect, that all is well right now, and you don't have to wait for union. You don't need union. You don't need union. Forget about union. Union is right now the vibration when you open your heart and you love your twin flame. That is all you need. That's all the union you need. And when you let go of the other stuff, you let go of union, that you are actually letting go of the fear, and you're balancing that desire, because you're balancing the desire with the gratitude for the love you have right now. And that clears the space, releases the resistance, and that's what is going to allow union to come in. Don't choose union for your twin flame. Let them choose for themselves. They're adults. And the way you let them choose is by living your life and allowing them to make their own choices without you judging them. My twin flame is making the wrong choice. My twin flame's fucking up. You're not allowing, you're judging. And that they're going to keep going in circles. Don't enable your twin flame with imbalance. Make yourself your top priority and love yourself. If you can give and receive love, and this usually means practicing with a soulmate, if you can give and receive true love, and guess who's also going to be open to that energy? And once you start practicing giving and receiving true love, that person your twin flame gets into the flow, starts feeling that energy, and then guess what happens? Ah! If you put union off into the future, it's never gonna come, because the future never arrives. We're always now. The future is always in the future, and the past is always in the past. I bit my tongue. I'm working on my throat chakra. Yeah, so just wanted to speak my truth. I love you guys. I'm going in circles now. I'm just gonna stop. Bye, guys.